Alright guys, Mr. G back with more Foundation, this absolutely gorgeous medieval city builder. And today we're going to build our first castle and construct our first troops and create our first army. I'm going to walk you through how to do that. You're going to go ahead once you've unlocked Wooden Keep, usually after making your first church. You're going to go to the Monuments tab and you're going to build yourself a keep. It's mostly going to start out as wood. You're going to start out with Wood Keep. We can assume we're going to unlock Stone Keep later. I'm currently using the version 1.56 alpha build. So some of these things may be new if you're playing an older build. I've opted in for the beta on Steam so we can do the preview build. So we're going to just try and set up a nice little keep facility here on the top of our hill. Kind of going for a castle similar to one in Salzburg, Austria. So we're going to build it up here on the top of this little peak, and then we're going to surround it with walls. Now walls are a separate build tab, so you're not going to find those in the parts for keeps. You're going to have to do those separately. Sadly, they don't have gates or towers yet in the wall tab, so you're actually going to want to go ahead and use keep parts to go ahead and build those. Although some people have said, hey, okay, that's a little weird. Most of the time, the construction is very realistic looking in this game, and the scaffolding is very organic, but then every once in a while you get things like floating buildings. So we're actually going to construct a second keep here, just because I really want to put towers on all the points of my wall here, and we're going to expand larger sections of wall later, and this is all cosmetic. However, the barracks section of the keep does allow you to house your soldiers, and the number of those does count towards how many soldiers you can house in your keep itself. So they can either live in your keep or they can live in homes. So that part does play a direct role, and once you've finished your first keep, it unlocks the ability to recruit soldiers, and we'll get more into that here in a minute. I love just watching the wheat fields in the background when we're running this at like 20 times speed in time lapse. It's just a beautiful game to watch. But like any big project in Foundation, this takes a little while to get completed. So it's gonna be a minute. But when we're done, we're gonna want to, we're almost done. There it is. We've now unlocked the ability to recruit troops and serve our king and get some missions, which is gonna give you a whole new section of the game to check out. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make sure that, we're going to use actually the decorative wooden gate here. We're going to need to make sure we have some training dummies, which is what our soldiers are going to use to train on. And we're also going to have to recruit some from the newcomers pool, just like you would for any other occupation in your city. So currently I'm just trying to get rid of this tree. And we can build an item and we'll get rid of that because it is gonna drive me insane. Let's put some stair pieces on there and we'll get rid of that thing. Oh, we have our first mission. We're gonna deploy troops. Our troops are in no way ready though, because we have not given them weapons, nor have they trained. So the troops that we just accidentally sent off are gonna be met with certain death. And you actually, there's a little window that tells you the likelihood of your troops succeeding in the military management tab. But we're going to go ahead and re-recruit some new troops here. You can see now that they're training, they've got training dummies, which are also handy if they get wounded. Training on the training dummy will heal them. That's going to change later, but it's still in alpha. And we went ahead and went into the trade tab and started trading for weapons. Don't trade for more than you need. And then you need to go in the military tab and you need to manually assign those weapons to your soldiers. There are halberds that you can unlock later, a little more expensive, but they are a little more effective. You can build your own weapons, but you need to go through the entire iron work building chain. I'm going to do that in my next video on the Foundation. Right now I just wanted to play around with castle building and getting soldiers and how the whole soldier mechanic worked in version 1.56 of Foundation. So we're going to slap a few more dummies in. We're going to add a few more parts to our castle. And then, we're going to take a look at how our troops are doing. You can see they are gaining abilities. They are getting trained. They're now armed, so they go from novice, which is actually, they're going to be labeled as novice in your city. They go from being untrained to fully trained, yet they can also gain experience, which is going to key into their strength, which is going to affect their performance in combat. So you can see we've got most of these guys relatively trained up. We just need to send them on another proper mission and see how they're going to do, make our king happy, and we'll be on our way to being a proper feudal lord. So wait for it. Look at that. They're doing all right. They're doing okay. Let's send them to certain death, shall we? All right. We've got another mission. Come on, guys. You've got this. I believe in you guys. You know, you're going to do totally awesome. Nobody's going to die except for maybe Ted and Gerald. Take them. Take my troops. Have them. How did they do? Let's take a peek. All right, so we get chances at rewards here. You can see, though, that we lost... We've won the battle, but we lost over half of our troops. And then I sent them back in again, which was stupid, and we lost most of them. So you have the option to continue sending your army out for the king and reap higher and higher rewards, which I don't feel is fully implemented yet. But they do gain a ridiculous amount of experience. And you can always get more newcomers to your city and hire more. That's it for this one, guys. Be good. Mr. G out.